Hi and welcome to another episode of Roettgen Braai Master. Today we're making a black tiger prawn curry with homemade naan bread. And what you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for today. Now obviously we need black tiger prawns and they look absolutely phenomenal. We also need 2 red onions, some ginger, garlic, tomatoes, and we're going to chop those 2 small tomatoes. We need some green chilies, we need some salt, we need turmeric, we need chili powder, we need coriander, both ground as well as fresh, and then we will chop that up. We need some cumin, we need some garam masala, coconut milk, as well as oil. And then on this side of the board we need for the naan bread 3/4 cup of spelt flour, about 3 tablespoons of coconut flour, we need some salt, 1 egg, some coconut milk, as well as 2 cloves of fresh garlic. Alright, let's start the prep work, and we'll start off with the little chilies, and we're just going to cut them into fine little strips. Now as I know that they're not particularly hot, we're going to leave the seeds in. But obviously if you do use chilies that are hot, you might want to remove them prior, especially if you have kids that are eating with you. And then we're just going to put that to the side. Right, with the tomatoes, as I said, you need them finely chopped. So what you want to do is you obviously want to remove any bits that you don't want to eat, especially the stalk, or the part where the stem went into. And then you just chop them up nice and fine. Onto the prawns, and they've already been deveined, as you can tell in the cut in the back here. So all we do is basically we just want to remove the shell as well as the legs. Now if you want, you can leave the rest of the tail on. I personally don't like that. You know, when I dig into a curry, I don't want to be scared that I bite maybe onto something that I don't want to bite onto. So you just take them all off, put them in a separate bowl, and we'll continue doing that until we're done. So as you can tell, once they're deveined, it's really super easy to do. So I suggest you get them like this. If not, it's a bit trickier, but still doable. All done with the prawns. Now you can keep the shells and obviously make a great fish stock or fish soup out of it. Well, for this purpose we're not going to, but they look absolutely lovely, and we're going to put them to the side and in the fridge until we're ready to eat. Onto the naan bread, and what you want to do is you want to combine all the dry ingredients into a large bowl and then give that a bit of a whisk. And then you take 1 cup of the coconut milk, put it in here together with the egg, and whisk that as well. And then in the last step you're going to combine the wet and the dry ingredients, stir well, and let it sit on the countertop for about 10 minutes until they have nicely mixed. The batter has now rested for about 10 minutes, and I've put some olive oil into my pan and put it on medium-low heat, so about 4 out of 10. And now we're going to take a measuring cup, and it's about 1/3 of a cup, and put it in the batter and put it into the oil. Spread it about a little bit and let that cook 2 to 3 minutes per side. The first 2 minutes are up, and let's have a quick look. Give that a quick flip and give it another 3 minutes per side. Well, for that side. Right, the 6 minutes are up and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the pan lined with butcher's paper for it to drip off a little bit, and then we're going to continue with the other ones. Now for today's cook we're going to be using my small Dutch oven, and we'll start off with a little bit of oil in the Dutch oven, and then we're going to add the chopped up onions and cook them until they're translucent. After about 6 minutes you add your chilies and let them cook in there as well for the remainder of the 8 to 10 minutes until we add the garlic as well as the tomatoes. The 2 minutes are up and we're now going to add the ginger and garlic. Give that a good stir and let that settle as well for a couple of minutes until we add the tomatoes. The 2 minutes are up, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add the tomatoes and salt immediately and let that cook for about 5 minutes until the tomatoes are nice and soft. After 5 minutes the tomatoes are nice and soft. Give that a quick stir, and now we're going to add all the other spices with the exception of the garam masala. Again, give it a good stir. And then we're going to add half a cup of water to it and cook it for 2 to 3 minutes until all the masalas are cooked. Alright, and now it's time to add in the prawns. Oops. And we're going to fry them up for about 5 minutes. Make sure that they're nicely coated with the masalas and all the other ingredients that are in there until we go to the next step. After 5 minutes we're going to add the coconut milk. And bring that back up to a boil. And then we're going to let that cook for about 10 minutes. The 10 minutes are up, and for the final step we're going to add the garam masala, give it a quick stir, and the coriander on top, and then we're ready to eat. Alright guys, and there you have it, our black tiger prawn curry with homemade naan bread. Now what I like to do is I like to sprinkle some freshly chopped garlic over the top of the naan bread. I think it adds an additional level of flavor. So I think it looks delicious. We're gonna dig in now. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video about the black tiger prawn curry with homemade naan bread. Now, just as a piece of warning, or like a word of warning, the recipe itself was for 2 people. So I suggest if you want to serve for more people, you either add rice to it, or you just obviously increase the portion size. But as usual, I'm going to put the all the ingredients that I use and all the measurements into the description of the video below. Now, if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up, and I hope to see you soon again at Roettgen Braai Master.